Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Cheyenne here, and I'm going to talk about one of the practices that has really helped me out that doesn't necessarily refer to practicing speaking. It's more practicing control of my emotions. Now, in my opinion, when you're an adult, you should have some kind of a control over your emotions. It's kind of a signpost of being an adult, in my opinion. And having control of your emotion is something that you can practice through time, not overnight, but through genuine practice. You can gain a little bit more control, I say, but more flexibility in not being so stuck in one emotional state for a really long time. So let me explain how this relates to speaking, and stuttering. So when I started to really think about it and speaking, like all my speaking experiences, in the past, it being a person who's stuttered a lot in the past, when I think about almost every one of my speaking experiences, the idea is coupled with the feeling of frustration. And what starts as frustration leads to anger and anxiety, and then you can name any emotion that does not make you feel good. And I call those the negative emotions. Just anything that you don't feel good. Like, you're like, oof, I feel slimy on the inside. I feel dirty. I need to wipe off my heart because all this anxiety is just making my heart so sticky. I just want to get it off. All of those emotions. So whenever I think about speaking in the past, it's always coupled with a very not so happy emotion. Now, being an adult who is supposed to have some kind of a control over their emotional center, it gets to a point in time where if you watch yourself kind of unbiasedly, and this is what I did, and I said, all right, you're genuinely trying to learn how to speak the same way that a child is learning how to walk. Now, every time you put one foot out, you explode with frustration and anger. You're very mean to yourself. You're not very kind to yourself. You're not very forgiving. You don't give yourself a lot of grace. Like one little slip up and it's the end of the world. But when you watch a child learn how to walk and they have a slip up, they don't carry all that emotional baggage from all the previous slip-ups when they busted their knee, when they hit their elbow, and they hit their head. They don't carry all that baggage into this opportunity to walk again. They start with a totally clean slate and say, okay, I'm just learning how to walk. No big deal. Let me give it one more shot. For me, I would step out or unmute myself and I would lose total control of my emotional control center to the emotions of the first one for me is always frustration. It's always just pure frustration. And then of course, when you can't shove the stuff into the hole and you're getting really frustrated, then you're going to get really angry and you want to you just want to smash everything. You're like, all right, I can't. Well, to push the round peg in the square hole So I'm going to punch a hole in the board and this baby's going to fit like easy peasy. So there you go. You totally lost control of the emotional control center. But now, what did I tell myself 5 minutes ago? A signpost of being an adult is having control of your emotions. Now, the next logical question is, can you improve your control of your emotions? And the answer is yes. Now, how do you know? The first way, which is not so motivating, is you see other people who have gained control or some more control, and you say, well, if that guy did it, then I surely can do it because that guy is the same as me. Or the approach that sticks a little more, in my opinion, is you experiment. So you just kind of hop right in and you study and you experiment and study and experiment to see if you can find some kind of a technique or a sport or stuff that you can practice that slowly, not overnight, but over time, we can have a little more control of our emotional control center. And once that happens, we pause and we say, whoa, let's look at the reality here. You started here and now you're here. So you totally can improve. Wow. So that's awesome. That is really good news to tell myself to not to quit because, hey, it's going to get hard again. It's not going to happen today, but I just want to tell you that we have the evidence that you can improve. Now, you might backslide, whatever. I just want to let you know we have the evidence. Let's lock that in, okay? And slowly, not overnight, but over time, and slowly get a little more emotional control. And again, this is not something that you ever really stop practicing. So if we think we're going to start and have a time where we made it, it's not going to work. We start and we just never stop. And we continuously hone the emotional control center. And what I've experienced is that inadvertently, so I'm not putting really any energy on speaking right or the fluency. I'm putting all my energy on what do I feel? Am I feeling frustrated? Why am I feeling frustrated? That's not going to get me anywhere. Let's talk about it. Why am I frustrated? Why? Okay. And then start the whole process to say, okay, my life is actually not that bad. I was frustrated, but I don't have to be frustrated. I feel frustrated, but I can work my way and leave the land of the frustrations and slowly enter the land of the opportunities.